we ended up doing an act off, which I've never experienced in my life. And we literally were acting.
What does that mean?
We had an act off. So it was him and I up for the role. And we're both on both sides of the motion capture studio stage, playing the hero and the antagonist and protagonist. And we have to act against each other and then switch. And then act against each other and then switch.
I was doing West Side Story. It's like, when you're a jet all the way. When you're an assassin all day.
Welcome, friends and fans, to another edition of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And today we are traveling throughout history with 5 fantastic actors from the Assassin's Creed video game series. So without further ado, let's bring them out. Our first guest is an actor whose credits include Darkin, Before the Dark, Murdoch Mysteries, and Lost Girl. Today he joins us as the voice and motion capture actor for Jacob Frye in 2015's Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and also King Rodri in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Please welcome Paul Amos. Hey! Well, and a happy holidays to you, by far the best assassin.
There you go. By far the best assassin. And funny. I'd go easy on them this time.
Well, we have several more people in the wings that may dispute you on that, but welcome to the show, and I congratulate you on your Yuletide finery.
Oh, thank you.
What better way to lure a potential target to a false sense of security than being, well, happy-go-lucky and holly jolly Christmas?
Exactly. I can't wait till I have like Assassin's Christmas and Santa's the assassin. Do you know what I mean? Just goes around picking off bad kids.
It writes itself. Our next guest is an actress whose body of work includes Fortnite, Extinct, and a groundbreaking role in the series Hollyoaks. Today she joins us as the voice and motion capture actress for Dame Evie Frye in 2015's Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Please welcome Victoria Atkin.
Hello! I love that you got the Dame in there. That was great.
I try to do my best. How are you doing?
Doing great, thank you. Doing all right.
Oh, it's really good to see both of you guys again. We sat together at one of our physical shows a couple of years ago on our stages, and it's good to see you both doing well. So, Victoria, how have you been holding up during society's temporary pause?
Oh, well, you know, holding up is a good word. No, I'm doing all right. I've been very lucky to be working on multiple new games. I have probably like 5 or 6 new games coming out in 2021. So it's been a very busy time for me, plus my son. So I'm doing all right. I'm doing good.
Hey, all right is the new awesome in this crazy year we've been having.
That's right.
Indeed. And speaking of awesome, our next guest is an actor whose credits include Ninjago, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and the upcoming Gotham Knights game. Today he joins us as the voice of Alexios and sometimes Deimos in 2018's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Please welcome Michael Antonakos.
Yeah, so malagas.
Antonakos.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
It was close.
I tried. You know what? I watched a couple of YouTubes and everybody pronounced it a little bit different. I couldn't find one of you saying, hello, I'm Michael Antonakos. I couldn't find one.
I'm sorry.
I do apologize.
Yeah.
I do.
You want the Greek version? The Greek version's a lot better.
Please.
Michalis Nikolaseas Kosombolidis Antonakos. You'll like that one. So
I'll have that ready for you next time.
Try that one now.
I will practice that and everything else. And speaking of practice, you've got your own Fortress of Solitude there behind you.
Oh, it's my little heaven. Yeah, thank goodness for it. So it's where I come get it, work off steam. Which side is it on? That side. And I have a baby just like Victoria there. I've got a 7-month-old and I got a 4-year-old toddler. So
he has to join us. He's getting nosy.
This is my escape room.
Yeah. I see. So later on, you're like, Antonakos. So good to have you, boss. And Victoria, anytime you want to bring the munchkin
I'm
up.
Here. He's here. And I'm here.
And who else is here? An actress whose credits include Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, Transit, and The Other Me. Today she joins us as the voice of Kassandra and sometimes Deimos in 2018's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Miss Lady's voice work in Assassin's Creed Origins. Please welcome Melissanthi Mahut.
Hello.
How close did I get that?
Not that close.
Melissanthi, Mahut. It was the same thing. I promised you guys. I tried to look. I could not find it. I'm sorry. I am really sorry.
Oh, is that big?
Lay it on me correctly.
That was an absolute fiasco, but it was brilliant.
Fired. He's fired.
For my own edification and for the audience's delight, please instruct me on the proper pronunciation of your name.
Yes, it's Melissanthi.
Melissanthi,
yes. It's fantastic because in Greece everybody gets that bit right, but it screws up my last name. And in English-speaking countries, it's the opposite. So it's just I've never heard my name pronounced correctly, just in one go. I don't think ever.
Okay, so Melissanthi.
Yes, brilliant.
All right. You know what? I did have it written down like that. I must have said it wrong. I do apologize. All right. Well, Melissanthi, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being kinder than other people would be on the gross mispronunciation of your names. I do apologize for that. And I thank you for your mercy. Michael's going to beat me up, but anyway, thank you. But thank you for joining us here. How are you doing in your part of the world?
Good. I'm in London at the minute. It's all right. I mean, things have moderately started operating again, I guess you put it that way. Yeah, it hasn't been the best of years really, but hey ho, what do you got to do?
We're all here, we're all standing, and someday I'll get the names right. And speaking of getting names right, he is an actor and stand-up comedian whose credits include Bleach, Ben 10, and is the current voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. Today he joins us as the voice of, let me see if I get this right, Ezio Auditore da Frience. Since 2009's Assassin's Creed 2, please welcome back Roger Craig Smith.
It's good, thank you. One sec.
Okay, right.
No, because I wanted to see if there's like a way we can adjust my writer to make sure that my name always appears as by far the best assassin. Is that something we can? No? Okay.
It's just a given.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know why I'm giving you 10% then. Sorry, what's this? I was on the phone with my agent. Just wanted to. Yes, it's Enzo de Ferenz, and it's Victoria Atkin, right?
Yeah, that's right. Victory. I go by Victory.
Mikhail. Antonakos. Yes. And what was it again there, Patty? Let's try it one more time.
My name is Mud, so it doesn't matter.
It's okay, Potty. Melissanthi, right? Melissanthi. We didn't get the last name, though. You didn't. But how do people butcher that as well?
Well, in Greece, it comes up in all kind of variations of Mahmud, Mahud, Mahtu, but it's Mahut.
Mahut?
Yeah, Mahut.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it is Victoria Atkin, right?
That's right, yeah, Victory.
Cool, gotcha.
Victory.
Gotcha.
That's always the
yeah.
way.
Gotcha. Oh, Victory.
Atkin, I love
that. That's your favorite part.
That's good. Yeah,
that's her favorite.
Or Atkins. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Hi,
and the running joke of the Atkins diet, that always goes down well.
Oh, that's fun.
No, I did see the interview where you corrected the gentleman up front about the.
I definitely did that. That was Andy, I think, at Ubisoft.
Yeah, well, that was one of the guys at Ubisoft. So. All right, gentlemen and ladies, thank you all for joining us here today. As always, we look forward to the day when we can get you all back on our stages and in front of your fans. But in the meantime, we are absolutely thrilled to have you all here on the GalaxyCon virtual stage, and thank you all for joining us tonight. Our team right now is going through the chat room, pulling out the questions. In the meantime, I would just love to hear and start us off with, how did Assassin's Creed begin for each of you? And if we go chronologically, I think, Roger, you're probably first.
In grand fashion, it was an audition. It was a game that I was familiar with. I think I went in on like a Friday at like 6:15 at night, and I was sort of loosely kind of piecing together what the audition was for. And as time has definitely shown, they were saying like, hey, if the Italian thing isn't real like your strong suit right now, we'll go for like a Spanish accent. We're going to work with a dialect coach and all that kind of stuff. And it was really about, they were trying to find somebody who could do the three different age ranges of this particular character. So we just sort of messed around at an audition, and then lo and behold, I got the call and found out what it was in its entirety and that kind of thing. And I had remembered playing AC1 and being like definitely blown away by it. and just the scope of the game and just that open world environment that was so cool. So I was stoked to be a part of the second one, but it was it was definitely kind of like, oh boy, what are we going to do now? Because they had their work cut out for them with changing things around from the first one, and with an original character and all that kind of stuff. But it's like I hate when I don't have an answer that's more glamorous about like, oh, I was dining at a restaurant and somebody walked in and went, that guy right there, you see the way he eats his burgers? That's who we want to voice our. No, it was an audition, and I got fortunate enough to be selected. So. In that grand sort of boring fashion, I went professionally in and auditioned for something.
When did you realize that the game might have eclipsed expectations? Because the first game was good, but 2 really kind of set the ball running for it.
You know what? So I think regardless of it, it was such a cool experience working. Like Amanda was our director on this, and she was amazing on this. Amanda Wyatt Pedriana. She was incredible to work with on this, but it was at the time I was working with Patrice Desolé, who had just had such attention to detail that Corey May, our writer, one of the writers, it was like we all kind of forged a neat sort of a bond and a friendship. So it felt real special from just the production standpoint alone. And I felt like this was quality. It was really neat to see that all along the way, if I wanted to fight for a particular performance of some sort of scene, or if there was something that the dialect coach didn't sign off on, or that the director didn't sign off on, or the creative director didn't sign off, everybody had this collaborative input. And so I was going into it feeling like this is special either way. I was proud of being a part of it. And I think within, a matter of days, really and truly, you can tell based upon when a trailer drops what the reception's going to be like. Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And so by all accounts, I was kind of stoked to see that people were like really kind of happy with what they were seeing. And so it was all of a sudden, it was like, man, I hope the gameplay is good, because the cutscenes and all that kind of stuff were rendered really nicely. And it was, the trailers have always just been so epic for this entire series. So yeah, I think at the beginning just the trailer dropped and it was like, oh boy, we might have a hit. This is cool. And
it certainly set a high standard for immersion in terms of gameplay, and certainly with, the architecture in the background. To me, the Assassin's Creed series, it raised the bar for the backgrounds and the settings and everything else, as well as the gameplay. It really, the attention to detail on that was just superb.
I agree. I think that's why they went with my my accent, my native accent.
Yeah.
Boy, if anybody here feels like the odd man out, that's going to be one of these things is not like the other.
Well, let's move on to Victoria and Paul, because you guys did double duty, voice and motion capture.
We did. Yeah, we put the spangly lycra suits on.
Yeah. How did the gig develop for each of you?
You want to talk about your Paul's got a really good audition story.
Funny enough, I was sat in an In-N-Out burger, eating a burger, and I love the sound of the way that guy eats a burger. So put him in the fucking game.
Right. Stranger things have been known to happen in entertainment.
I think I took about 15 flights to get it. I don't think they even wanted to give me the gig. They just kept flying me around places. I think I went from Mexico to Toronto to London, back to Toronto to LA, back to Toronto. It was like they flew me around everywhere. And Victoria only had to take one flight.
I didn't. I took one little flight to Quebec. That's right.
She was that good.
And they brought Paul to me for a chemistry read. No, it was good. It was. It was a long process. It was quite a long process, and we did. Well, I'm sure Paul did as well, but we did self-tapes first, and then you didn't do a self-tape?
No, because I did the original. I did the
pilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did like a pilot thing for it, and then I did a self-tape, which went to Ubisoft, and then Ubisoft called me and asked me to come to Quebec, and then I worked with the director Ramiro and the production team there, and left Quebec, and I think it was a couple of months later they said, yeah, you've got. Oh no, then they flew Paul to see me, and we did some chemistry reads. And then after that, we got the job, which was really, really cool. And we started it was back in January, like 2015 now. It's quite a while ago, but these games are great. They just last forever.
I did the pilot in 2013. So it was
Oh, wow.
like, yeah, forever ago. Yeah, I really should be over this now.
Did they tell you? They tell you up front it was going to be
Look at
motion
Roger.
capture. They tell you up front it's going to be motion capture as well as voice.
Yeah, I mean, I think both Paul
We
and I
did everything. We did it all.
Well, both of us had never. I don't think Paul had done a video game before. Well, other than the pilot bit, but I hadn't either. And we're both on camera actors, so that's why we got this and started doing it. And then only since then have I started doing more voiceover in video games. So
Yeah, and I stopped.
you stopped. You just did one for the new Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, only because they begged me.
Well, you are the by far the best assassin, or so I've heard.
Yeah, one in, get in and out. That's what I say. Get in, be the best, get out.
Uh-oh, I pissed off Michael again. All right, so moving on. Michael and Melissanthi, your contributions. How did your game come about for the two of you?
Well, Michael, do you want to take the beginning of this? Because I think that the beginning bit is all yours, man. I think I'll just chip in somewhere.
Okay. Well, for me, it was an interesting experience because I actually did send in a tape first, and I was in Vancouver, and then they called me, and we had to audition as both the protagonist and antagonist of the scene we were given, which I think was from like The Walking Dead or something. And so you had to do a version of the bad guy and a version of the good guy and send that in together. And then I got called out to do an audition in Toronto, and I was reading with a bunch of female actresses, and they said, we're going to bring you to the motion capture studio, and the next day, and we'll pick one of the female actresses to come audition with in the motion capture studio. And this is the first time I've ever done this in my life, but there wasn't any females the next day who showed up except one other male actor. And we ended up doing an act off, which I've never experienced in my life. And we literally were acting.
What does that mean?
We had an act off. So it was him and I up for the role. And we're both on both sides of the motion capture studio stage, playing the hero and the antagonist and protagonist. And we have to act against each other and then switch. And then act against each other and then switch.
I was doing West Side Story. It's like, when you're a jet all the way. When you're an assassin all day.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
crazy.
in Assassin's Creed the musical. That one's got to go in.
That's got to happen.
Wow.
I'm canon. So that was a crazy experience. We literally did that for, I think, an hour and a half, 2 hours almost of just him and I. We had to copy each other and do all that stuff. It was wild.
Wow.
They literally tell you? They're like, guys, this is how it's going to go down. It's
we knew
right now.
It was already auditioned. They'd already been auditioning for almost a year at that point, and I was the surprise audition. I think it was I think they had him, and then I showed up, and it kind of.
That's madness.
Oh, you were the upstart.
I was, yeah. It was so. That's what happened. I didn't even know I had the role. Then I was doing chemistry reads for a few times, like Paul flying back and forth to do chemistry reads with many female actresses. And then they're like, we're doing a test shoot. I still didn't know what I was working on. This is about a month in, no one would tell me. So I was watching basically all of Roger Craig Smith's work up to that point. But like, I think this is Assassin's Creed. All I got was Ancient Greek Warrior. That's it. So I was like, okay. I think it's Assassin's Creed because the only thing that makes sense in timelines. So what was the last part? So I was basically chemistry reading. I was on a shoot, and there was supposed to be a test shoot. They said, they flew me out, and I get there, and it's like actors galore, everyone, the whole studio shooting, and I literally don't know anything about what I'm doing. And halfway through the shoot day, which is a scene used in the game, actually, still, it's the. In Athens, when he's going to this banquet and everything. And I'm literally standing in the middle of the floor going, okay, can someone just please tell me, is this Assassin's Creed? And the whole studio like just goes quiet. And they all look at each other in silence, and nobody knows what to say, and everyone starts whispering to each other's ears. Like, I'm like, finally, they're just like, yes.
That's my
I was like, thank you. Okay, great. Now I don't know anything about my character. Let's start shooting. So about a few weeks later, I finally had an audition in Quebec with Melissanthi. and it was like
because that was the chemistry. That was the chemistry part.
That was the chemistry read, and I mean, for me, I when Melissanthi performed with me, it was first time. Like I honestly felt like, wow, this girl's amazing. It's the first time someone actually made me feel afraid in the scene we had. So I told her right after, I was like, it's you. And I knew it.
I think it bodes well for me that like my stressed mode turns into full on aggression. So for these kind of parts, this was brilliant. So I was just shitless. I was just totally panicking. And I was just like, what do I do? My default mode is just going to which is great. I think that helps.
It's good. It kind of makes my balls sink up into my body.
Oh, it's a lovely face.
Roger, can you get our agent back?
This is GalaxyCon Live, kids. Anything can happen.
He has a massive ball behind him. I know that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
It's great. You just saw it go like.
It's all the show. It's all the show,
It's
isn't
just-
it? You don't actually use that shit, do you? Come on, Michael. Come on, give us a couple. Show us how you hit the ball. Come on, let's see it.
What was
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Yeah, I'll do it in my gym so I make out that I actually work out.
I just pretend.
It's a virtual background.
It's all visual, just to make it seem like
It's a Zoom background.
Yeah.
Always is. I hate Christmas.
He's on the toilet. Come on. Well, Patty, I think
very quickly.
I think we found the bottom. Pretty sure we found the bottom. Good job, everyone. Good job.
All right, let me throw this out. What was the biggest challenge you each felt when you were either recording or motion capturing or whatever? What was the biggest hurdle that you felt you had to go over? Because I know this was a very drawn out long process.
Here's what's really funny. So I auditioned for a voiceover role because at the time this would have been like 2008 that we were auditioning. I was auditioning for a voiceover role. So I came in, and on AC2 there were cameras, but I never had any sort of apparatus. I had nothing like that to sort of impede anything that I was doing, and I didn't have to worry. I didn't have to think about what is my face doing, what am I doing, with it was just straight vocal performance. And then on AC Brotherhood, all of a sudden it was like, now they were doing something a little different. They were starting to mess with between some head-mounted facial motion capture and then some camera stuff. But now it was more, they wanted somebody running a specific camera. So all of a sudden I had to go into, what am I doing with my face? And I was always, I've done facial motion capture for like Resident Evil 5 way before then as well. And the idea that all of a sudden now I had to be aware of my facial expressions and was going to be more of like an on-camera performance was suddenly very, very challenging for me, especially considering that there was a dude that was we were still in a vocal booth, but there was a camera set up with a guy behind the camera, and at one point they wanted Ezio to start like flirting into the camera. So, and it's like, and again, it's not as if I look in the mirror and go, damn it, they nailed the casting on this one for Ezio, because it's just, you don't have to do anything to me. So I've never felt comfortable in that, Renaissance era Italian lover boy kind of thing. And now they're asking me to flirt into the camera. And on the other side, literally sitting outside of the camera, is just a dude with a backwards baseball cap on going, staring. So I've got that guy who's in my eyeline as I'm going, I love you, like trying to sincere, and he's just looking at me going like, So that was exactly. That's it, Patty, right there. And it was one of those things where all of a sudden it was like we shifted from, and so it's amazing to hear. And it just goes to show how long this game has been, in existence, how different the casting process and how different everybody's performances were. And all of a sudden I went through, oh, look at the...
I think you're being...
Can't hear because I have my headphones on.
Oh, that's true. I'm smart. It's like, why aren't your kid talking to me?
Just in case we start talking of other things.
Oh, yeah, Michael.
Like Michael's balls.
There's one big
No, so for me, it was a shift in the way that we started recording the game, and then of course we got to AC Revelations, and it was all at that point we were full going facial performance, not performance, but facial motion capture with the bicycle helmets and the cameras. So in just 3 short games, and then what everybody else dealt with from that point forward. But yeah, for me that was just sort of like, oh boy, all of a sudden the technology is now shifting the way that we're capturing these performances, and full performance capture from everybody else. It's incredible.
That's almost animation-wise. That's almost going old school. When the classic Disney films, they would have Tinkerbell in the Tinkerbell costume and film her, and film Snow White, and everything else. This was the video game equivalent of that.
Yeah.
So that moment of time. So all right. So who's got another one? So
I mean, I found
challenges. I mean, just working with Paul, that's a big challenge.
Hey, that's valid.
Working with myself was my hardest challenge. It always is.
Toning down the awesomeness.
Always.
It's so hard to pull back.
Matching this awesomeness was the hardest thing for me. Trying to be his twin sister was it was really hard. I had to get myself to be as cool and as awesome as Paul and as Welsh as Paul. But I couldn't do it. So that's why he's by far the best assassin. And I just have to be the second child in the twins.
Wow.
Looks like we all have to.
You've grown up. You've matured.
I know, because usually I would just fight it, but now I just surrender. I've done too much self-development now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, right.
There.
Yeah,
Use
right.
my white beard is helping.
All right.
Oh my God.
What about our other siblings?
I don't know. I mean, I think that there's because we had to play, I guess, the same character. I guess the only tricky bit was obviously because we were doing our VO recordings in different countries, and I think the order was also scrambled sometimes, right? I mean, because you could go on like a week ahead of me, or I would, start a week ahead of you. So,
and we didn't get to do those together.
Yeah, we never got to do any of that together. So kind of not exactly matching each other's performance, but just making sure that we're on the same wavelength in terms of sticking to a character that would have some kind of similarity, I guess, because you would have the female and the male version of the same character, kind of. So finding this and maintaining this over that distance, I guess, and not really knowing where we were kind of going with it and trying to constantly be on top of it, I guess, was kind of challenging.
I just found the amount of scripts that you would get
that was
weekly were insane. So you get like anywhere from 150 to 200.
Performance capture stage together?
Yeah, but that was just, I think we had one or 2 days per month, did we?
Yeah, it was like a week. We'd go for a month and do shoot. We do rehearsals and then shoot that motion capture scenes with the rest of the stuff VO wise. Like we wanted to do a lot of the VO together, and even the scenes where Amos and Kassandra would act together.
Oh wow, that was very different to us.
We didn't get to do that. We asked.
We did the whole performance capture stuff first, and we had 3 weeks of rehearsal together.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we had
before we started shooting.
That sounds nice.
And then after that, we did the VO in the booth, but we were both in Toronto at the same time then, doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the hardest part. And then, the amount of scripts you'd get and get them on Friday and you'd go on Monday. And once we got like a 900-page script and you're like, okay, I have Monday to read. It's like, okay. Yeah, so there was a lot of challenge. There was some challenges for sure. But I mean, we also had some great times. Her and I
stick out more, I think, than the challenging bits. I mean, yeah, okay, sure, there are always going to be challenging bits, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I was a newbie to this whole thing as well, so in a way that like the whole thing was just like, oh, what is happening? But it was such a fantastic experience, and obviously Michael made everything a lot easier because he had more experience than I did in that respect, and obviously he was a brother as well, so it smoothed everything out. So
it was fun. We like tag team. So when we do a scene, we'd give each other notes and then like tag off, and we had our own little tag off handshakes. We were dorks, but it was fun.
Yeah. It was tickling to watch for everybody else, I'm sure.
Everyone was like, oh god.
But we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We did not do that.
like, we done? We done? Okay, bye. Sit down.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at our love friendship.
We're just jealous.
Can you come out of the dressing room, Victoria? Please.
Don't
Come
even
talk
go
to me.
there. Don't even go there.
Okay, we are good to go for audience questions. So let's go ahead.
Low.
Let's go ahead and roll our first one. From Leslie. How did you guys deal with taking care of your voices during all the death screams and grunts, and I'll add other various efforts during the game recording?
Easy. If you're a trained actor, you can do it. Simple. If you go to drama school, it's not a problem. You know what all these actors are talking about.
Yeah.
What he said.
What Paul said. Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't lose my voice at all, because I was 12 years at the Victorian Theatre. And
the Victorian Theatre.
The Aiken Theatre.
Summer stock in Riverside, California, because I was classically trained. Yeah, professional.
Mine was the ship attacks were like the hardest on my voice more than anything.
Yes.
All the ship fighting. Yeah.
Arrows.
Yeah.
Actually,
Attack!
I never like. You'll see like these videos online of like some former, I guess, actor of some type that'll teach you how to scream all day for your roles and all, and it's always like this theatrical kind of, not theatrical meaning like from the theater, from the diaphragm, for the deaf person in the back row, kind of like old school approach. But every director I've ever worked with on any video game that was worth itself has said, if you're going to scream for me, I'm going to expect a real scream. And the only way to do a real scream is to really kind of just scream for real and kind of trash your voice. So we usually, the experience is you save those things for the Friday at 2 p.m. session so that you have the weekend to kind of try and recover. But yeah, you have to go in and do it.
It's like anything.
Did you ever get some?
If you develop a muscle, it's fine. If you're in it, like when we did the VO stuff, we'd been doing the stuff on the floor. Hopefully, you're doing your job as an actor and you're warming up your voice prior to it in the shoot. And then you go into the VO sessions and it's fine. You don't, if you do all that work, it's okay. Now, when I did Valhalla, I hadn't done it forever. And I just went into a studio and shot that. And I was sick the next day because I hadn't done anything like that for ages. And in TV and film, you don't work in the same capacity at all. So I was really sick after that because, it was all these death scenes and I was being hand-drawn and quartered and stuff.
Your death was particularly grisly.
It was like getting sick.
Really looking forward to playing that game.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's the difference? Like,
he was dissected Viking style.
Oh, you got the splay.
Wonderful.
Oh.
I actually wrote that scene.
There's a whole slew of castmates waiting in line.
Yeah, Mel, what were you saying?
I just started being a writer for Ubisoft now. I just write death scenes for Paul to be casting.
Doing it for over an hour, though, that's the exhausting bit, because it's like you never, ever in real life get to yell at the top of your voice for like a good solid hour.
I just found it like therapy. That was the main.
That's fine if it's like for just one Friday of a year, but if it's like a Friday per week, then it kind of gets a bit.
So clearly, Melissanthi has never driven in LA traffic because this whole yelling for an hour straight. That's
like there's Athens traffic, man.
Thank you, Leslie. That was a great question. And from Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. Yeah, from Gabriel. How similar are you to your assassin character?
Everyone else, go right ahead.
You love to cook pasta, right, Roger?
It's like,
do you like eating pizza, right?
I love Italian food. That pizza's good, man. Pizza Hut, that's a good Italian.
I once dated an Italian woman.
Yeah, exactly. Salute, assassinos. Man, good stuff.
Pizza Italian, you gotta go to Little Caesars because it's got the little guy on it.
Oh my god. That's how like Paul is. He just leaves like Jacob.
There you go. That's how similar he is.
Yeah.
So that's answered.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Paul will probably answer that question better for me.
What's that?
How similar am I to Evie? Be nice.
So anal. So anal. So like, just
No.
You're over all the details. You're so boring. It's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's about it. That's exactly how I'm like Evie.
In a nutshell.
What are you actually up to over there?
I'm just playing around with the camera. It's fine.
His imaginary friend is back.
Victoria, how would you sum up Paul as in comparison to his assassin character?
Just a raging drunk, really.
He has the wine. I mean, it really does prove it.
Reading the Christmas scene.
I've never seen you on a video chat without it.
I was going to say.
Not for Assassin's Creed.
Actually, it's terrifying. Somebody has discreetly brought me some wine. They opened the door and they left it there like a little treat.
You did?
At the side of the room. Yeah, and I've been tempted for the past 15 minutes to just crawl away like Paul and go get it.
I like this.
Many times.
I like this, so I'll ask our other pair of siblings to assess each other how they are like their character.
Oh.
I think Michael is quite similar to Alexios in his, I think, more, at least like the side of Michael that I know, in his warmer moments, I guess, or his more compassionate moments, more like.
They're so nice. They're so nice.
Nice to each other.
Can you be nice to me?
Worrying about his gun.
These are the worst things to me ever. By the end of this, you're going to say one nice thing.
That's how he gets you. He just negative, but then he says one nice thing, and its impact is so powerful on. He's like, oh.
Yes.
Abusive.
Yeah, it's an abusive relationship, really.
Narcissist, really.
I would say for Mel, there's a strength in Kassandra that I really find she has as a person, and just an inner confidence that I really admire about her. And she really does look like a sister to me. So I really do find I come to her for even as a personal self in life for certain things, and I find that character she really exemplifies within herself, just as a confidence that I think she holds really well. Yeah.
Paul does the same.
Yeah.
Right on. Very nice.
Victoria.
But
give me a ring.
I do want to answer one thing for the fans, because it is interesting. Like, I do come from Sparta. My family is from that area. So like that's really similar to me and as a part of my lineage and who I am. So I was grateful that I got an opportunity to play a character like that. And I actually took a lot from the character, because there were a lot of things that I found reflections in my own life. And I was like, I actually want to be a bit more like him. So I'm going to take this part and this little part and this. I like that. So it was a little bit of cool homework that I got from it.
Keep working out, Michael. Then you can be like it. I saw his gun. I saw them.
I'm just gonna sit here, guys.
Oh my god!
You guys do it. Hold on.
His little ball.
Little balls.
Odd-shaped balls.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. That was a wonderful question. And a reminder to our audience, if you'd like to chat with our panelists like I am now, or purchase a personalized autograph, sign up at GalaxyCon.com. I think we got time for a few more. And what's next? From Uzma, what are your favorite lines from your characters?
Who's a good horse? You are.
There's another ghost?
Yes!
Right.
Oh my God.
He says it to all the horses before he rides them. Who's a good horse? You are.
It's just so creepy.
I feel that Jose is an animal.
You would never let him look after your horse, would you?
I know Melissanthi loves swordfish. That was one of her favorite words.
Yes. Because this was one of the cases actually where Michael had recorded first, and then I was supposed to listen to Michael's version and then copy the timing of it in the VO studio in London. So the moment comes where I'm hearing, I don't know when we get to meet this character, and suddenly for some reason Michael and I think it was because he was just taking his time because he wasn't sure how to pronounce it.
No, I couldn't get the R, the rolling R.
Couldn't get the rolling R. So he would be speaking the line super aggressively, and then he'd go, "Sword of the fish." I was like, what the crap is that? It took me forever to copy this. Thank you.
Welcome.
Swordfish. Nice.
Yeah.
Who's got another?
Oh, mine's Requiescat and Patchy. That's my favorite line. That's Italian for Pizza Hut. Yeah, that Enzo, he would just like stab some dude and then tell him something in Pizza Hut. Requiescat in Pizza Hut. And that was always... It took me a long time because I couldn't get the 2Z sound in pizza. Kind of like what you guys were saying with the swordfish. Something like that.
The dreaded stuffed crust pizza attack, yes.
Yep, exactly. Stuffed crust. Look at that little munchkin.
Assassins became Red Dead Redemption in the far corner. I'm just going to talk the whole time. He's so cute.
I'm just going to talk the whole time. I tell you what. I like me being the moron who's literally making baby sounds to the kid who doesn't have headphones on. And I'm just like, hey, Victoria, something's wrong with your kid because he's not responding to me. What's like, has he got an attitude problem? Yeah, what's up, Victoria's kid?
He still can't hear you.
Yeah, no.
Right. Okay. So, all right. Evie, thank you so much. I think we have time for one more, so let's roll a good one. And this is going to come from Yim. What's your favorite or funniest moment from the recording booth?
We got Foley going on in the background.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I remember, I think
we just got it.
Whose house is this?
Funniest one. I think I was going through. I think it was a week. That was like that. It just ended up in me being completely exhausted by the end of it for some reason or other. And I think it just hit rock bottom. And when it hits rock bottom, my default mechanism is to giggle a lot and corpse. I just find everything funny. So there was 4 hours in the voice booth that were totally wasted because I couldn't get one single line out properly without laughing.
The giggle loop.
It was the giggle loop, yeah.
Yeah.
For no reason. It just was. I entertained myself.
Mine was on the mocap stage though, and I think it was the day we had to kiss someone in a scene, and instead of the actress they hired, which they just somehow let go in the middle of the day, just made us have to do that scene together.
That was interesting.
That was an awkward moment.
Wait, Victoria's got a ball too in the background.
Yeah, I've got my exercise stuff. I just pretend. The fitness ball. Yeah.
Everyone's frozen.
It's actually frozen.
Everybody's frozen.
Oh, is Paul frozen? I think he
It's actually frozen.
He really is.
Oh my gosh, I'm like
the most frozen assassins.
Brooding though. It's just such a good.
It's a good freeze.
Yeah, if you're gonna freeze, yeah.
I might take a screenshot of this.
Oh wow.
Let's all do it.
Don't worry, I'm taking several.
You gotta take the brooding one.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
This is better, actually.
Yeah,
we know what's going on there, Paul. We know what's going on. All that salacious talk at the beginning of the show.
This is
Now he's just froze the screen and drinking the wine.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll come. Oh, no. Well, hopefully he'll reboot and come back on before we say goodbyes. Anybody got any more on Yim's question? Funniest or craziest or?
I seem to always laugh because like Ezio was older. Ezio towards the end was always very lower in the register, and so we would do all these lines very low. And every now and then, inevitably, the voice would just crack in the middle of something, and it just sounded like Ezio in his 60s going through puberty, and it always cracked me up. So there is like a behind-the-scenes video where they caught me like basically going like him saying like I like, and me going like, oh, there are changes happening to my body. Like, and then we could insert like another ball joke right here, I'm sure. Like, it finally happened. What are those? When did those things get here? Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Ruining your favorite characters since 1975. How's everybody? Roger, why don't you work for Ubisoft anymore? You know, I don't know. I don't know why they won't hire me again. It's kind of weird.
They don't have any balls. That's why.
Bam! Boom!
Oh, man.
Anybody else? Anybody else got an answer for Yim?
Paul? Paul? No?
Paul.
Who's going to answer that?
Bueller.
In a while. What was the question? The favorite lines and stuff?
Or
funny experiences in the game?
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know. It was really good fun to make the game. I can't. No, there was just putting the suit on and doing that full time as a job for a year was really fun, and I actually really enjoyed doing the San Diego Comic-Con back when we launched the game. We had this huge assault course, and Paul and I raced each other. That was a really fun experience, and just being in that panel with like thousands of people when we released it. Oh, here we go. What happened?
Oh no!
Oh
what
no!
did I do?
Oh no! Oh no! I was just gonna say. Wait, I thought you were done. I tried to make a joke once at the end of a very serious scene where we watched someone walking away, and I don't know if you've ever seen Kevin Sorbo do the disappointed, and everyone said he was like reading the parenthetical of your scene. So as I'm watching, I think my father walk away or my mother walk away. I can't remember what the shoot was, Melissanthi, but it's this really, really tragic moment, and I'm watching this whole scene, and then right before they yell cut, I just like as Alexios, disappointed in the middle of the end of the scene. But the funny part,
nobody got it.
No, yeah, was that? Well,
nobody got it.
Half the team is French.
People being
half the team is French and dead silence. But you could see the other half from Toronto just like sitting there, like quietly snickering in the background, like. But the whole like game team from Quebec was just like absolutely quietly unimpressed.
That's so weird because like the French are known for their stellar sense of humor, so that's odd that they wouldn't have gotten that joke.
I guess they didn't know the reference.
Yeah, you had to do it like Jerry Lewis, and then they would have gotten it.
Hey.
He's back.
He's back.
Good. Just time to answer that final question. What's the most? What was the funniest thing you encountered in the booth or recording, or in the motion cap or recording?
Victoria's acting.
Wow.
And she said such nice things about you when you weren't here.
I know.
Wow.
Was that the best or worst thing that he experienced? I didn't get that. I'm guessing the worst.
For a while there, I was sort of lamenting the fact that all of my siblings were basically hanged before my eyes, and now I don't know that I'm missing out on not having siblings. I mean, one of my sisters, that happened. So.
Well, there was this game, I don't know if anybody played it, called the Jack the Ripper DLC, where Jack the Ripper actually captured Jacob. That was really fun.
Yeah, the best thing was we came up with Assassin's Creed the musical. So everybody, we just had we had a load of songs every day that people would come up with. That was really fun.
What is that noise?
It should be Assassin's Creed the musical.
Is that Paul?
Michael, is that something going on in your dungeon?
It's not me.
All right.
Well, on that note, GalaxyCon viewers, this has been my time with the cast of Assassin's Creed. Gentlemen and ladies, any final words for our audience before we go?
Thank you, Patty. Thanks for having us on this fun, and it's good to see everyone. Good to see you.
Lovely to see everyone. Thank you.
Crazy times.
Have a good holiday, guys.
Yeah, happy
Merry
holiday.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
The Dolly Clowen.
Wear a mask.
And that.
What did you know what this was? Smile? Like,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a symbol for the cult. That's really, really what it is.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's totally. Shh.
It's been my absolute pleasure to serve you all today, and thank you for your mercy and my mispronunciations. Once again, thank you for joining us to the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Thank you to our audience for joining us. Thank you for all your great questions. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care, and please keep washing those hands.
Okay.